It's the Blue Line Hockey Betting Podcast. I'm Lawrence Presman, the Prez. We're going to tell you exactly how to bet all four hockey games. Yes, four tonight. I'm going to tell you how to make money on each and every single one of them. Normally, we have Matthew Barnaby with us, my co-host, and basically the reason for this show. But Matthew is sick, deeply sick. Got a cut in his mouth, had a migraine, is in a lot of pain. We were texting back and forth, and yeah, talking on air is not an option. So, Matt, if you're hearing this, feel better, my brother, and we'll try get him back by tomorrow. Anyway, no big deal. We've got Andy Lang still to come. He's going to do prop bets, but let's get straight into it. 4 NHL games going today. The first one, 7 p.m. Eastern in Toronto, Canada. The Maple Leafs hosting the Ottawa Senators, and Toronto is minus 175. A total in this game of, well, there's 5.5s and 6s out there. If you do plan on betting the total, look around because you could get both numbers. And I do actually like under the total of 6 if you can get that. At 5.5, I would stay away from the total, but under 6 seems like a reasonable bet. I've been saying all series long that Ottawa would struggle to get more than 2 goals. I thought maybe we could get the whole series without Ottawa getting 3 or more. They did get 3 in their last game. So I think tonight we're going to see Ottawa get 1 or 2, no more. I like the Leafs as well in this spot. And the bottom line here is you have a situation where, it's very hard for a team to win 4 games in a row. It's hard to sweep a team. It's hard to win 4 games in a row in the regular season. And it's certainly hard to win 4 games in a row in the playoffs. And the reason for that ultimately is that the team up 3-0 kind of takes a breath and loses their intensity, while the team down 0-3 lose all that pressure, find themselves looser and ready to go. Well, that doesn't translate into game 5. We saw Toronto actually not lose any intensity going into game 4 as they outshot Ottawa in that game 34-21, which is a substantial difference. They also held the puck a lot more than Ottawa, and they were in the offensive zone a lot more than Ottawa. So in a game that Ottawa had to win to keep their season alive, they actually ended up playing the worst game of the series. Toronto, conversely, in a game where teams normally breathe and take a moment, played their best game of the series. There were a couple of weak goals by Stolarz. I think that's fixed tonight. I think Toronto, a veteran team, understands the need to get it done early. I think they get it done tonight. And I have no issue if you take them on the puck line, on the money line, and in regulation. I think we're going to see somewhat of a blowout tonight. I think it'll be close at the beginning, and then Toronto will get away. I could see 4-1 type hockey game, 4-2. That's why I want you to not bet under 5.5, but rather under the 6, because I think a 4-2 score is very realistic. I like Toronto on the puck line, on the money line, and in regulation. Guys, if you're enjoying these videos, if you don't mind taking a second out of your day and hitting that like button, if you're watching these videos on a streaming podcast, if you could just write a positive review, that would be great. Comment, subscribe to our channel. We need all the help we can get. Great, much appreciated. Let's turn our attention to New Jersey playing Carolina. And this game starts at 7:30. It is in Carolina. The Canes are minus 275. The total here is 5.5. And we saw Carolina beat New Jersey in their last game 5-2, but the game was much closer than that. It really ended up being a game that could have gone either way. With that said, I think Carolina gets it done tonight. I don't love the line at minus 275. I think there's very, very little value there. Instead, what I'm looking to bet is under 2.5 goals from New Jersey. I think New Jersey is going to struggle to score tonight. I think they've struggled to score all series long. In 4 games this series, New Jersey has 7 goals. That's less than 2 a game, and I think we should keep to that plan. I think New Jersey is going to come out flat tonight, and I think ultimately we see Carolina win this game, but I think it could be tight. I think we're looking at a 3-2, 3-1 type of a hockey game. I like under 5.5, but I prefer under 2.5 team total for the New Jersey Devils. Next, we turn our attention to the Minnesota Wild against the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Las Vegas, they find themselves at minus 225. Minnesota here is plus 185, and the total is 6. And every game this series has either been 6 or more. The first game pushed at 6, 4-2. Then we had a 5-2, 5-2, and 4-3 situation. So I have no issue if you take the over, but I got to tell you guys, I think the value here is on Minnesota. This is a shocking line to me. This is a 2-2 series. Minnesota has won 2 of the last 3. Minnesota beat Vegas in Vegas, and Minnesota lost the last game in overtime. So what we know, this Minnesota team can hang. We know this Minnesota team can win in Vegas. And they beat Vegas handily, 5-2, although they were completely outshot and dominated. They were able to get the puck in the net. This is one of those interesting games where it makes sense for Vegas to win this game, but at plus 185, I don't see how you can get away from that. And I would also look to maybe take this game in overtime at plus 320. I think there's just too much value on the dog and overtime to not put a little sprinkle on it. So I lean on the over. I prefer Minnesota at plus 185. Now we turn our attention to the Edmonton Oilers playing the LA Kings. And man, I got to tell you guys, this is an interesting series. Originally, I thought the LA Kings were going to win this series. I don't know anymore. What fascinates me here is that Edmonton absolutely dominated the third period and overtime in that last game. The LA Kings led that last game for most of it. The LA Kings led the game before for most of it. But ultimately, Edmonton got it done. But now Edmonton has to feel really good. They've got to be coming into this game thinking to themselves, man, that was probably the most lopsided overtime ever played. I mean, literally, it was like 20-0 in shots. It was a total shooting gallery on Kemper, and he did get it done, although they ended up getting a goal late in that overtime. Now Edmonton has to come into this game saying, hey, we can play like that 3 periods. We're going to whoop this LA Kings team. And conversely, the Kings have lost 3 series in a row. Last year, the year before, and the year before that, all to Edmonton. This Edmonton Oilers team keeps cutting the LA Kings playoff run short. Now LA's got to have a tight sphincter pucker factor. There's no other way. They won the first 2 games. They won the second game handily 6-2. They were up deep into the third period in game 3. They were up deep into the third period in game 4. They got to be sitting there thinking to themselves, oh my God, is this another one that's going to get away? Now we got Edmonton coming in here as a small dog, a plus 115. That has to be the bet. And on top of that, there are a few 6s out there at minus 130. You got to go over the total in this game, guys. Look at the last 4 scores, 6-5, 6-2, 7-4, 4-3. None of these have even been close. You got to look to bet over the total of 6 if you can get it at minus 130, and you must look to take the Edmonton Oilers at plus 115. Just simply too much value there. That's it for a breakdown of all 4 games. Andy Lang joining us. Andy, how you doing, my brother?
Doing pretty good. Nice night of NHL games. I wasn't too interested in the slate last night, but today, yeah, I'm really excited to watch these games. How are you?
Yeah, I bet the over in the Dallas-Colorado game last night, so obviously I was happy with that. And of course, I'm excited about tonight. You know, I'm a Leaf fan. I'm a homer. I think they're going to get it done. And I'm really intrigued by a lot of these series. Look, the Canes in New Jersey, there's nothing intriguing there. But we got a 2-2 series in Minnesota and Vegas. And Minnesota has shown they can hang with this team. And we got a 2-2 series in the Kings and Edmonton. And it's like, you know, either anybody could win either of those games. So it's going to be a good night of hockey. I'm also playing hockey tonight at 10 p.m. So hopefully the Leaf game won't go into overtime because that will seriously suck. Anyway, what prop bets, Jeff, for us today?
Let's do two of them. Let's go with Victor Arvidsson over 1.5 shots on goal for Edmonton. 2 or more in every game this series. I like the volume, 5.1 shot attempts and 2.6 shots on goal per game. And here's the crazy stat, Prez. He's played the Kings 8 times. He's gone over in every single game. Every single game. So maybe that streak comes to an end at some point, but for whatever reason, he likes playing the Kings. And then we'll go to Minnesota. Ryan Hartman over 1.5 shots on goal. I don't know where this volume has come from him, but so he had 1 shot attempt and 1 shot on goal in game 3. The other 3 games, he's averaging 10 shot attempts. And he's only getting 2.5 shots on goal, but he is firing the puck a lot. He's gone over in 10 out of the last 11 games against Vegas. So I don't know what happened to Ryan Hartman in the series, because this is not the volume that we saw in the regular season, but 3 out of 4 games, if you're firing the puck 10 times, I think you're going to get at least 2 shots on goal. So we'll take Victor Arvidsson and Ryan Hartman, both over 1.5 shots on goal.
There we go. Andy Lang, everybody. Guys, remember, put down in your calendar 1 p.m. Eastern Friday. We do a live show. Matthew Barnaby, Andy Lang, Andrew McGinnis, myself, and we'll have some other NHL ex-players. Andy, a shout out to you. Thanks for doing this. Matthew, if you're listening, hope you feel better, my brother. Hope you're back tomorrow. I can handle all the heavy lifting, but it's no fun without you. Guys, take care of yourself. Don't bet like an idiot.